8:30, but the sun is no longer up. I am drinking my vanilla chai tea in my sloth mug. I don't know who gave me this mug, but I absolutely love it. I know it was a gift, but I don't remember if it was for my birthday or Christmas, or if it was from my sister-in-law who loves sloths, or from you, or from Emily. But I treasure it. I feel horrible that I've forgotten who gave it to me, but I treasure this mug, and I only drink tea out of it. That is for sure. I have, weird fact about me, I have designated mugs for my tea and my coffee. In all honesty, I drink more coffee than tea. I love both, but it just happens that I end up drinking more coffee. But, so for my sloth mug, for example, it's oddly shaped. My oddly shaped mugs are only for tea. And then I have the, you know, like the Starbucks state-themed mugs that are like stackable. Those are my coffee mugs. I only use those for coffee. I have, how many varieties do I have? I have Arkansas, Indiana, Maryland, DC, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Dallas, Texas. Yes. So I have 7 mugs that are only used for coffee. And then I have a couple of others that I drink tea out of it, but this is the main one. Usually when I decide to drink tea, I grab this mug because it just makes me happy. It kind of reminds me of Stardew, just the shape of it and the colors, and it's just very aesthetic in my opinion, and I love it. Today so far hasn't been that exciting. I had work this morning and I was very reluctant to get out of bed. I usually try to leave around 9:20, and I didn't get up until 8 o'clock. So that's pretty late for me. I tried to be up around 7, but I ended up getting there early. I always think I'm leaving late and then I get there before anybody else. But since my work moved to the warehouse, because my job used to be in the back of the store because I work in a boutique, and I basically had like this closet section that I did like the unpacking of clothes and tagging them and organizing and all that. And I didn't really interact with anybody. People would come by to grab things, but it was just me. I'd usually listen to like a podcast and snack on things while I worked. But we recently moved to a warehouse, and I love it. I love it so much. In all honesty, I was kind of thinking of quitting my job. It wasn't paying much, and it was just kind of a meh. But I realized how grateful I am for it. I've heard so many people's stories of their first jobs and how miserable they were, how bad the management was, and their coworkers, and the scheduling hours, and I realized that I'm pretty lucky. I only work 3 days for 4 hours. I'm hoping to pick up more hours because I need the money, college, but it makes it easy and it helps me focus on school. But since we have moved to the warehouse, I get the most beautiful drive to work ever. I mean, compared to just driving down the interstate and then turning off to go into downtown, I now get to turn off the interstate and drive through this beautiful countryside, and there's like trees and cows. I love cows and horses, and there are even llamas. There's llamas. But it's just very relaxing, and especially on like misty mornings and when it's like just after it rained. And I don't know, I always jam out to country music on my way down there, and it's so nice. And then the building itself, like you think warehouse, you're like, the office, you know, like they're downstairs, dark, boxes up high to the sky type warehouse. But this one, they have like these almost like plastic, I don't know, it lets light through in the roof. There's 4 of them. You can't see through them, but it's this type of plastic that lets light through so much that we don't really even need to turn on the lights because it's so bright. But it's just a whole bunch of natural light in this big open warehouse, and I have this huge section to myself for all my tagging and unboxing needs. And then it's usually just me and my supervisor, and then Once a week the photographer comes in, and then every now and then like the big boss, she comes in and does things around. But me and my supervisor, we can blare music as loud as we want. It just works so well, and I love it. And they're such nice people. They really are. They are flexible in my hours. If I ask for time off, they're very kind about letting me having it, even though I only work part-time. It's just a good community. And compared to the stories that I've heard other people talk about, I realized how lucky I am for this. And so I'm definitely going to stick with it until I graduate and I have to leave. But I mean, they pay me pretty well. I mean, it's not like a good amount, but it's not like bad. It's like the average. It's probably just average, but it's not like minimum wage. It's like minimum wage. But I'm very grateful for it. But after work, I got home and I crashed. I was planning on recording this right after I got home, but I got sucked into watching Hulu on my phone and playing games on my laptop, and I did not want to get up. I've been pretty lazy today. That usually happens when my room isn't clean. Like, I'm more productive when my room is clean, and then when my room is dirty, I'm less motivated, and which is a horrible cycle, because in order for me to be motivated, my room has to be clean, but my room can only be cleaned if I'm motivated to clean it. So, torture. But finally I got up and I decided, you know what, it's already dark outside, I have to get this done. I want to get this done, but I don't know what I'm going to do, so here I am just talking about facts about my day. But I like getting to work early because then I can just sit in the parking lot and wait. I can listen to music. I usually take time to do my quiet time, or at least I'm trying to now. I'm like, oh, what better time to do it than sitting in the parking lot? Yeah, it's been great so far. I haven't had any of my classes going on right now because Eastfield is having their spring break this week. I still have one single piano class, but that just takes practicing. It's not necessarily homework. So I'm getting it pretty relaxed right now. I almost don't want the week to end because I know that I'll be back to crazy. Luckily, I've lost one of my classes. I mean, in a good way. It has finished. You know, yours finished as well. We were cheering each other on the night of. We were like, you can do this, and turning things in late and all that. But we got it done, and I made a good grade in the class, I think. But so then I will only have 2 classes plus the piano class at co-op. It's going to be really weird figuring out my schedule for college. Like, I'm so used to having classes in 2 different places and different, I don't know, it's going to be weird having it all at one area with professors I don't know, and it's so unplanned. I'm not used to that. New things kind of scare me. I mean, it's not scared me enough to like make me run from them, but it's like a anxiety and inducing thing of I don't know what's going to happen next. But I guess that's kind of what makes it fun, because if you knew what happened next, then it wouldn't be exciting, you know? It would just, life would be bland. But I'm basically just rambling because I didn't plan this out because I've never done this before, but I hope you have enjoyed my daily talk, my randomness about my work schedule and school life, and my love for tea, and my weird obsession of having to drink coffee in different mugs than I do with my tea. I love you, and I shall see you Monday.